Hey, Charlotte, how are you?
Hey Graham, I'm good, sir. How are you?
Doing excellent. Obviously, we got Hell in a Cell coming up this weekend. A lot of exciting stuff on the horizon. But first, we got Hell in a Cell this weekend, June 20th, this Father's Day. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be you and Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship. With this match coming up on Sunday, how different is this dynamic? Because this is only the second match that you and Rhea have had one-on-one, with the first one being back at WrestleMania 36. Similar dynamic a little bit with her being the champion, you being the challenger. How much different is this match going to be than WrestleMania 36 last year?
Well, I think this year we've actually had an opportunity to tell a story in the platform
Mm-hmm.
to do it. So people are more anticipated for the match with seeing us kind of go back and forth and trying to have this kind of one-upmanship.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And especially with the brawl on Monday, too, I thought it was a great way to kind of lead into the pay-per-view, really get that last personal edge in on this match, which is going to be cool. And especially with the match itself. I mean, you being the challenger, a lot of people associate you with being the champion, even though I think a lot of people tend to forget you haven't been the champion more often than not for the last couple of years now. Obviously, you were tag team champion, for about a couple of months ago. But other than that, like, you really haven't been champion for the better part of the past 2 or 3 years. And I think a lot of people forget about that. With that being said, like, is it weird being in chase mode for you? And I know you mentioned on Raw Talk too that Charlotte Flair doesn't need a title to be a champion, but like, is it weird challenging as opposed to being a champion? And what do you say to that?
Oh my gosh, you just said exactly how I feel all the time, but I don't know how to, because it's like, yes, I'm the 13-time champion, but really in the last couple of years, I have not had a successful title run.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I've been in the title picture nonstop, but besides the tag titles, I haven't been the champion. But people just associate me that way. So it's like, okay, play into that, go with that. But I have been chasing. But at the same time, it's like I said on Raw Talk, do I need a title to be Charlotte Flair? Absolutely not. So am I going to go into this any different? Absolutely not. Am I going to act like a champion, play like a champion? 100%. Yes, I am chasing, but I really don't feel like, I still feel like I'm still, in my mind, the word grooming isn't correct, but it's like, Rhea, do you have what it takes to be the champion?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's almost like in my mind, I think I'm the champion and it's my division. Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense. No, that absolutely makes sense. And I think too, with the variety of opponents that there are now, like for the last couple of years too, I think another thing that kind of gets lost with people is that for the last few years, we've seen you with Becky a few times, you and Sasha a few times, you and Bailey a number of times as well.
Bailey,
and
yep.
Yeah, Bailey, Asuka as well, and a lot of other people. With you and Rhea, it's a fresh dynamic and someone you haven't really faced a lot. Like for you, does that make you more motivated to go in there and have, I mean, obviously it's going to be a great match regardless, but, or does it really not matter? Cause like, and it's an opponent and you're just in there to beat them type of thing. If that makes sense. I don't know if I really worded that correctly.
No. It doesn't really matter too. For me, it's bringing out the best in the opponent and myself, no matter the storyline.
Yeah.
Because I feel like like with Becky, I was the baby face, but everyone thought I was the bad guy. Bailey, some reason all of a sudden I'm good because she's bad. It's like, it's just going back and forth. And with Rhea, I'm really having fun being that bad guy. There's no in between what is Charlotte and, wanting to bring this fresh character to Raw and have the platform to tell a story. Like there's no past history other than that one Mania, and we didn't really get to, show what we were capable of.
Mm-hmm.
Or have like a major buildup. I feel having that pull apart on Monday Night Raw going into Hell in a Cell is exactly like you said, what the audience needed to see. And now they want to see us slug it out at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it was a great way to lead into the pay-per-view. So like you said, there's more of a story this time around. And obviously with the first match, there was the COVID issue too. Because like you guys kicked off the build on the Raw, like after the Rumble or soon after the Rumble or whatever it was last year. And then we have no fans in the PC and it's kind of hard to gauge. I mean, obviously there was interest in it, but like it's hard to gauge like what people are saying or thinking about, if that makes sense, going into WrestleMania. And obviously we still don't have fans right now, but it's a little bit different with Rhea being a bit more established and whatnot. But with that being said, just in the last couple of months alone, it really feels like you've been in your element. I mean, you just in general, I think you make it for a better heel than a babyface. And obviously you can say the same if you would like, but since WrestleMania, coming back after the night after WrestleMania, the promos have been different than anything you've cut up to this point as a character on the show. Was that like the turning point for you? Because like you said, there's no ambiguity. It kind of came back late last year to TLC. You were a face for a little while. You were a heel. It was kind of going back and forth. Do you really feel like you're in your element, hitting it on the head right now?
Well, let's make this clear. I always want to be a heel.
Okay.
when I'm stuck in the good side or the babyface role, I came back from WrestleMania and was like, there's no questioning what I am. There's no questioning what side, all that frustration, confusion, and just laying it all out there. And I really feel that has portrayed throughout my promos. And, you can only do so much in the ring, and having that ability to have the mic, I think has really helped with somewhat of a character wrinkle for me since April. So, yeah.
No, that makes sense. And especially, again, I think there is more material there too, because it's more of like a set direction. Because there was this stuff with Asuka, you guys were teaming, and it was something different, which was cool because we never seen you in the tag title picture before. But like with Rhea, the history is there to a certain extent. It just, obviously it has to make sense. And I think so far it's made sense, which is why it's made for a good story. That being said, with like the women's division right now in WWE, you can either say Raw, the company in the whole, whatever it might be. I want to get your opinion on one thing that you think that we're doing right now. We're doing correct with the women's division right now in WWE that some fans may not be giving credit to, because usually it's all about the negative, which I think we're all guilty of at some point. But like one thing that you think they're doing right now with the women's division on Raw, WWE, whatever, and one thing that you would still like to see improved at some point.
So I think that's why, another reason why I'm so excited to have the fans back, because like you said, it's so easy to be negative, and social media is so negative. And when you hear the audience in a live crowd, you can't deny the positivity, the excitement, the cheers, the boos. And what we're doing right now is adding new characters to the division. Rhea's on Raw, Bianca's on SmackDown. They're both champions. And let's see them take the ball and run with it, and how far they can go. You either you sink or you swim, and that's up to you. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You either grow or you don't. You carry the ball or you don't. And everyone, wants to be negative, but if you look at Monday Night Raw, did you see how many women were on the show? Me, Nikki, Rhea, Nia, Alexa Bliss, Shayna. They brought back Eva. You had Naomi. You had the new character, Piper. So, I mean, so many women across the board. Like, what are we doing wrong? I mean, all the women. Oh, you had a segment with the tag team champions, Natalya and Tamina, and against Mandy. Like, everyone was featured.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing right.
Yeah.
Like, whether they you're not going to like every story. And that's the point. Like, you might not like me, but that's the point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it makes sense. No, most definitely. And especially with 3 hours too, it does provide more opportunities to see more women across the show. And SmackDown, we're seeing that a little bit too now with kind of the variety over in the Blue brand side, which is cool. Obviously a couple of years ago we had Evolution. I would, suggest to say one of the best pay-per-views we've had on the main roster of the last decade, if not ever. And obviously you were a big part of that show with Becky in the last woman standing match. In your opinion, obviously you want to see a sequel, but like, has there been any push for a second one? Because I think that's something that we got to see. It's got to be more of a when than an if, right?
Yeah, I think it's more of a when, but I get asked this question a lot, and would an all women show be great? Yes. Would another Evolution pay-per-view be great? Yes. But I'm in the mindset is I want to be on the card with men. I want to be on the card where there's 8 matches, men and women, and I want to be the best of the night, no matter gender. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't need an all women show or an all women's pay-per-view to highlight my performance or skill or being a lady wrestler. And no, I want to be against men and prove that no matter man or woman, I am the best. So I don't that's just my take.
No, that makes sense.
And I think it's great, but I don't need an all women show to show that I'm like a great female wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when Triple H, I know people were upset that he was, said that WWE's female division is the best in the world. Any promotion, any female star, anyone should say that they are the best.
Yeah, exactly.
You should not be in this business unless you're saying you are the best.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever you are in the world, you should say you're the best. I don't need an all women. I want to be on the show with men because I want to say I'm the greatest, no matter gender. So yeah, it's just going back and forth with those two things.
No, it makes sense. Absolutely. And I think with the Triple H thing, I'm not really sure what people expected him to say. Like, is he going to say they're the second best? Like, who would say that if you're in charge of the company? I don't know. I just thought the whole thing was silly.
But that should make that should really want other people to go, no, we are the best.
Yeah.
No, I am the best. And create competition. You need competition to get better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, competition is definitely the key there. A couple other things before we wind down in the next few minutes, but SummerSlam coming to Allegiant Stadium, tickets on sale this Friday. Having missed WrestleMania earlier this year, Charlotte, you got to be looking at SummerSlam being in this massive stadium as your WrestleMania, right? I mean, that's got to be it.
Oh, yes, it definitely is. You have no idea how excited I am. Mm-hmm. I was devastated when I missed WrestleMania. I'm not going to lie. That was really hard. But I do think ultimately it was the best thing for me because I came back in the best shape of my career, doing the best promo work of my career, adding wrinkles to my character, and then now just looking forward to SummerSlam. To me, it's going to be my WrestleMania. So, yeah, I'm really excited. And just the performance on the fans. I have been a road warrior since 2015 when I debuted. Traveling all over the world for live events, overseas tours, and not being in front of the fans, whether they're cheering for me or booing for me. I miss that. So just to walk out and see them and feel their presence, and I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, I think you speak for everyone when you say that you're excited for it, because fans are going to be pumped. Even if you're competing in front of 5,000 people when the company goes back on the road next month, that's going to be great. Anything.
I don't even care if it's 1,000, even if it was in full sale. I just love being in front of the fans. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's going to be great. It's going to be 30, 40, 70,000, whatever it's going to be. It's going to be a great atmosphere at SummerSlam. So it's going to be cool. Another thing that can be involved in.
Yeah. And it's it lets people around the world too know that we're all coming, everything's going back to normal slowly but surely. And people should be excited to see it. That's to me, yes, there's an audience. We're not, still in this we are in a pandemic, but it's there is hope on the other side. Yeah,
exactly. And we're on the other end of it, like you said, and we're restrictions being lifted and stuff. So yeah, no, 100%, absolutely. And Sunday is going to be cool too with Hell in the Cell, because not only are we getting you and Rhea on the pay-per-view, but you're also going to be on Most Wanted Treasures over on A&E with your dad, Darius Rucker, and a whole other colorful cast of characters. Looking for the 1992 Royal Rumble Ric Flair robe, which is going to be great. What can people, having been involved with this episode, what can people expect from it? What are you looking forward to people seeing?
I think it's just what the memorabilia means to people. And, my dad has lost a lot of robes and a lot of boots and tights. So seeing him search for this and tell his stories of what he, thinks or thought happened to his robe or, certain years from the past, it's great. Yeah. You even have my brother-in-law in the episode, my sister's husband, Conrad Thompson.
Oh, nice.
Helping search for his memorabilia. So yeah, it's great.
Nice. That's going to be a great episode. The show's been really fun so far, so that should be a great way to end things. And I think it's 2 hours too, so it's going to be a great way to cap off the season. But going back, like you mentioned with the pandemic earlier, and I think one of the pros, at least for you guys, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but not being on the road every single day has obviously been a positive for you guys over the last year. With the time off and whatnot, I mean, I'm a year and a half late on this, but congrats on the engagement. Have you had any time to plan the wedding over the last year with all the time off and whatnot?
Well, since we want to get married in Mexico, we've really been waiting for the restrictions of travel to be lifted. So it will be easy for my friends and family to travel to his hometown. So we're hoping now for the spring, because it seems like everything is pretty much going back to normal. So yeah.
Nice. Congrats. Well, that's
maybe like
awesome.
December, January. Thank you so much. Yeah.
No problem. That's awesome. Well, hopefully by then everything will be 100%, restrictions are gone and whatever. So that's great.
Yep.
If anyone follows you on Instagram, Twitter, anyone can see with the pictures and posts that you are an incredibly supportive fiance, and the other way around as well. You and Andrade are a great couple. Obviously just on a general basis, your thoughts on everything going on with him. He's got a new venture now. Very exciting. You've expressed your support. That's awesome with his departure earlier this year. Just your thoughts on the whole thing and then the part that you played in that journey, so to speak.
I'm just so motivated, inspired by his decision. Like, it was his dream to be at WWE, but I think he knew and felt he wanted more, and he could give more, and maybe going and showing his worth and working on things that he needed to, like his English, that's what it was going to take, to get where he wants to be. And to do that on his own accord and not be scared of the future, but to know that he's going to succeed and maybe one day come back. I don't know if that's, what he'd want to do, but it's just that he wants more success. He wants the platform. He wants to get better. He wants the main event shows. And to see him come out the other night when he debuted, full-blown star. You can't deny him. He is a star. And working on his English, I just know things are just going to get bigger and better and brighter for him. And I support him 100%. And it's really inspiring to watch. Like, he just went and did it. And wasn't like, I'm WWE homegrown. That's what people forget. Like, I'm a product of the PC. And that would be so scary to me, to leave my home, which is WWE. And to know that he has traveled the world and he's going to continue to travel the world and, make a bigger name for himself. And I'm so excited for him.
And last two questions for you, Charlotte, kind of going off that, but has there been any things that you've been able to learn from each other in terms of wrestling character stuff that you've kind of incorporated into your skill set? And we've seen the Ingobernable taunt from you on Raw a few times, which is great. The Andrade taunt, which is great. Anything along those lines that he's been able to share with you? Any advice that stuck with you?
Oh my gosh, yeah. We definitely help each other, but it's two completely, what I help him with definitely is not what he's helping me with. How do I explain it? So for him, he works with me on obviously the moves. Like, I have a style now, obviously, because I've been on Raw and SmackDown since 2015, but just working with my performance. And then I work with him on presentation. Like, half the battle is being a star. I feel like, which people forget a lot of the time, and it is present. And now, whether it's promos or, I can't give away the magic, but there's like, I work with presentation and he works with wrestling. It's like you swap it. Or even, which people don't realize, when you're a WWE superstar, there's so much more to what we do than just the in-ring stuff. It's media, it's PR, it's being a larger than life character inside and outside of the ring. And I definitely work with him on that and what's important and building a brand. And it's just bringing our two backgrounds and worlds together. and how to make it better. But I've definitely been like, I did his, I was so excited. His moonsault, and then his boot elbow in one of my matches. And I can't wait till when he starts pulling out like, there's 2 moves that I do that he loves that I know he's going to do eventually when he has the chance.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. If we see a figure 8 on TV one of these days, we're going to know where it came from. But that would be quite the sight. And I'm sure you would execute it well too. But last question for you, Charlotte, before I let you go. I'm a big Psych fan. So seeing you involved in the movie a couple of years ago, the first one, was awesome. That was obviously your acting debut. Do you have any other acting aspirations, or was that like a one and done for you?
No, I do. I feel like I've been so focused on my in-ring career that now it's like maybe I'm more open, or now I'm 100% open to doing other projects. It's just what fits, what works, and what the opportunity is. So yeah, before I was like, no, just wrestling. But now I'm like, oh, there's so many, opportunities out there right now for talent to do the crossover transition. So yeah, I'm open to it, and I still have the Walking Tall project that will hopefully start this fall. So I'm definitely looking forward to that as well.
Awesome. Well, time will tell. People will look forward to seeing that, as well as Hell in a Cell. You and Rhea Ripley Raw Women's Championship this Sunday. Most Wanted Treasures are going to be part of SummerSlam. A lot of awesome stuff coming up involving you, Charlotte. Can't thank you enough for the time. This has been a lot of fun. So thanks a lot, Charlotte. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Enjoy this weekend.